So I've decided I'm gonna start recording these with my voice because they're kind of boring to watch without commentary. And holy Arceus, that's what my voice sounds like. Well, since I beat Norman, I killed 684 Spindas, leveling my Pokemon quite a bit, and gave him a nice boost in special attack. Although the whole no hold item things means no Macho Grace and less EVs, which is incredibly depressing. Although not nearly as depressing as the fact that my Pokemon are now so strong, nothing can really hurt them, except for poison, paralysis, you know, those other nasty status effects. But that's why I'm considering my next Nuzlocke I might do no item usage whatsoever. Just use one Pokemon Center per town. Make it a tad more difficult. Because, honestly, so far, this run has been extremely easy. I've lost like 3 Pokemon, and those were all just crits. And it's really quite boring. And I can imagine it's also quite boring to watch it, so yeah. Just watch the battles for a while. And this is why Protect is the worst move ever in double battles. It makes them take so much longer when they should just sit there and face their inevitable death. Because really, when you're up against someone who's spent the past 8 hours killing Spindas, and whose entire team is at least 10 levels higher than you, you do not stand any chance whatsoever. And it's really kind of pointless. And I really wish people would just realize that and not fight back. Or at least evolve their Pokemon and not keep level 25 Shroomisers around, because at least a Breloom would have given me some experience and I wouldn't be quite so depressed. Because really this game, Pokemon games in general, at this point in my life, are just way too easy. So I'm really hoping in the Black and White they'll live up to their promise of variable difficulty. Because I get bored very easily. As you can see by me speeding these up constantly. Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. And pretty soon here we get to the audio lag. And I have absolutely no idea why my codecs are doing this, but it's just the format that I use. And the compression, etc., etc. And I really don't want to figure out how to fix it, because honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. Especially with these voiceovers, because audio lag is audio lag, and it happens. And if you don't like it, you can deal with it. Or go watch another walkthrough. Because, I'll admit it, I have no life, and that's why I do this. Once I start up college, a couple weeks, definitely have a little bit more of a life, and who knows, I might play Pokemon less than 100 hours a week. And that's not an exaggeration. I just got my 5-star trainer card in Heart Gold. I had my 5-star trainer card in Pearl, then I got bored with it, so I started a new file. I think I've played, last time I looked, about 4,000 or 5,000 hours of Pokemon in the last 2 years or so, which is an incredible testament to my character, in either a really positive way or a really negative way. You can decide that. Personally, I like to think that it shows that I really like Pokemon, which I do, and anything you're willing to devote that much time and effort into should be something completely and utterly awesome, like Pokemon, or chemistry, or analytical chemistry, or organic chemistry, or other forms of science, or chemistry. I really like chemistry. I'm going into college for 8 years to study chemistry. And if it were up to me, I would be able to double major in Pokemon. Because if you really think about it, Pokemon and science have so much in common. I can't really name anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's there. Because it just is that way. And another bug catcher! Wingull, the ultimate anti-everything. I still call him Wingull, even though he's a Pelipper now. And I nicknamed him Drifter, because I freaking love Wingull. He's like Gyarados, but less of a jerk. And he really makes me happy, because he can decimate the first 2 gyms, and the 3rd gym, and a bunch of other things, and a large majority of the random Pokemon. And as you'll see in a bit, he can also completely annihilate everything about everything, because Wingull is amazing. Actually, I take back what I said earlier. Wingull can definitely not decimate the 3rd gym, seeing as how it's electric, and he has an incredible weakness to electric attacks. But basically, the first time I ever played Gen 3, my team consisted of a Camerupt, a Pelipper, a Breloom, and that was it. Oh, and my Lunatone. Yeah, forgot about Lunatone. Because Lunatone's pretty awesome too. And I was really happy when I walked into Mount Chimney, and the first thing I saw was a Lunatone. And since it's a Nuzlocke, that meant I was able to catch it instead of a Zubat. And I was really so happy. I really have had great luck this game. Except for, of course, when I went to the power plant and my Sableye was destroyed by this Voltorb, which I then caught and am now using. And I named it Bryce because I know a guy named Bryce, and he's kind of a jerk. And this Voltorb killed my Sableye, which I was also really happy about seeing first, because I used to repel till I got to the 2nd floor and found a Sableye. And then the Voltorb totally killed that dream, so I was like, this Voltorb is a jerk. So I was like, hey, Bryce is a jerk. I'll name my Voltorb Bryce. And maybe in the future, force it to use Explosion, causing me to release it. Nah, Bryce is actually a pretty cool guy, as is everyone else I know, because I have a tendency to make everything awesome, like my Pokemon. Anyway, back to Pokemon. Breloom is an amazing Pokemon, and I hate killing him, because he's amazing. And I named mine after another amazing guy, J.D. Salinger, who had a little accident a while ago. But he wrote some pretty good books. I'm sure you might have heard of him before. But yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. So I named my Breloom after him. And now, more trainers. Because this is Pokemon, and everybody wants to battle you, no matter how incredibly unevolved, weak, and pathetic their freaking Talos are. Because seriously, if I wanted to battle Pokemon that give me 200 experience apiece, I would keep killing Spindas. And it's completely ridiculous. And I had to start filtering out the back sound here because the audio lag got really, really bad. Like 2 or 3 minutes ahead. So you could hear me using items from like 2 minutes ago in the middle of a battle, and it just really annoyed me a lot. So you can listen to the soothing melody of my voice. Or Journey in their hit classic, Don't Stop Believin'. But I really don't feel like adding music because the whole copyright thing, and they might take my videos down, which really wouldn't be that bad because nobody watches them. Like half the hits on these videos are me making sure they're working and they uploaded properly, and I'm sure nobody really cares at all. So yeah, Pokemon, it's awesome. Bird keepers, they suck. Yep. And you know, when I started doing voiceovers, I really thought that I'd have more to say about the game. But in reality, I guess I didn't. So I'm sure once the game starts getting a little more interesting and my Pokemon die, you'll hear a lot of slightly interesting things. But probably not, because Pokemon is Pokemon and it's pretty simple. And like a lot of RPGs, it has the flaw that once you level up to a high enough point, nothing really poses much of a challenge. So, you know, the harder gym leaders, Elite Four, will be pretty interesting. But otherwise, it's just going to be me rambling on mindlessly about things of little to no importance. But, you know, you can always mute the videos and watch the gameplay if that's what you're concerned about. So I don't really think it's a big deal. Well, that's the end of this part.